Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. I'm hoping to share the remainder of my Pandora summer sale haul with you today, and I really don't want to record a part 4, so let's just get started. This is an online order that I made, so I thought I would share these items with you next. All of these items that I'm going to share has the extra 10% discount. This is the blue wave charm. Pandora had it for 50% off, and this is a duplicate for me. I do have another one of these charms on this Disney bracelet. There is some variation in the enamel work on these blue wave charms. My first one is a little bit more of the turquoise versus the dark blue that this one has. So I really enjoy this charm, and I'm showing it upside down on this bracelet. Here we go. I really enjoy this charm paired in with Dory and Nemo, and I just have it on an open bangle that desperately needs polishing. So this is my first, and I've always wished I had a second one of this charm, either to offset this one or to create its own design with it. So I was really happy to pick this one up, as I did want to get it during the winter sale, but it sold out really fast. This charm features some raised dots that kind of go in the wavy lines, and then at the enamel work, like I mentioned, is different on all of these. This one is turquoise and dark blue, and Pandora did a really nice job designing this charm. It's abstract enough, but it's just so simply beautiful on a bracelet design. It really does stand out for that summer color. This next item is a ring, and it's one of the wishbone rings, and I am slowly, very slowly adding to my wishbone ring collection. I have a few of these, my daughter has a few of these, and they're just so nice for stacking. This one is called the Tiara wishbone ring, and it has that little extra CZ detail at the top of the wishbone there, and like I mentioned, is so pretty stacking. So I pulled a couple of my other wishbone rings out. I've got the plain beaded, and I have this one that's half CZs and half silver. So I just thought this one would look so nice stacked with the others, and you can just kind of create endless possibility of designs with these. So if I want, I can do the little wishbone at the tiara. Always has to be at the top, but you can do the beaded, you can just do it with the two. There's just so many possibilities with these wishbone rings. This next item I was very fortunate to get before it sold out very quickly online. It's the blue sparkling star, and with the 50% plus the extra 10% discount, this one was very reasonably priced, less than $25. It's a puffy star with the blue CZs, but if you take a look, the stars that are on this star all are a little bit differently shaped, and the CZ colors are a little bit differently shaped as well. Pandora did a really nice job designing this one, because you even have that side detail. There's the hallmark there. Like, even the sides of this charm has CZs. And then the back has an inscription, like always. It says, "Reach for the stars." I think this charm is going to be very versatile to design with. It can go with the celestial, it can go with Disney, it can go with fairy tale. It's just going to be really easy to design with this one. This next item came very well protected in this little bubble wrap in the larger bag. This is the Regal Lion charm, and they protected it very nicely in the packaging. You do have some CZs in the crown on top, and I think that's the majority of the CZs on this one. So yeah, and there's not a lot of CZs in the crown, so I'm not sure why it does have all that extra bubble wrap. But look at the lion face and the mane. Like, Pandora designed this one so perfectly, and I don't know how I'm gonna style with it, but I do think it's gonna be a fun one to style. This next ring is a gift for my daughter. It's the gold and blue Pandora Essence ring. And as you know, gold is all the rage right now, and I'm trying not to purchase too much plated gold. I'd rather have my items last forever, and I just think the plating definitely has a lifespan. But I know my daughter will love this ring, and it was a great price. I believe it was $40, but it does feature this nice deep blue enamel, and then you've got the CZs on the other side, and then the gold goes all the way around. So I know she will love this ring. So I broke my rule and I always break my rules. Never say never with Pandora, but she will love this ring. This last item in this online order is another charm that was very nicely protected by Pandora. They covered it with some bubble wrap, and this charm is blingy. This is the Herbarium cluster charm. It is full of CZs of different sizes, as you can see. You've got just very minimal silver on this one. You can see the silver on the sides, and then it just kind of also embraces the CZs. But look how much bling this charm has. It is actually really pretty, but very fancy. So this is the Herbarium cluster charm, and it was also 50% off. And I think it's going to be fun to design with. I'm not sure. It can go summer or winter for me, so I'm not sure which design it's going to end up on. So the next couple of items are items that I noticed when I was browsing online, and these were sold out online. Pandora increased the discounts. So they had some 14 karat gold items at 70% off plus an extra 10%. This 14 karat gold safety chain, I think it's normally $750, was on sale for $202. But it was sold out online. So I checked my local store inventory and it said it was in stock. So I made my way to my local store and I managed to pick up this beautiful safety chain. So this safety chain has the row of hearts going all the way around, and it's solid 14 karat gold. And I am absolutely thrilled and still in disbelief that I have this in my collection, because I thought with the price tag, I would never be able to have this one. Look how beautiful it is. There's the hallmark at the bottom. So I went a little bit crazy and I picked up a second one while I was in the store. I just couldn't resist for this price, and I knew I would regret it one day if I didn't get a second one. But one thing I was curious to note when I got home, or actually I think I even noticed it in store. I don't know if my camera is showing this, but this one here is a little bit deeper of a yellow gold than this one. Another thing to note with these is they're all a little bit different size-wise. I think this one's a little bit smaller than this one, yet it has a really nice warmer gold tone. So I do have two of these in my collection. So happy and so grateful. And then Pandora also had this 14 karat gold infinity heart dangle for 70% plus the extra 10. So it was $175. And look how beautiful this dangle is. It's got the infinity running through the heart with the CZs, and you've got the gold bail. There is the hallmark. And then the enamel on this one is very soft and pretty. It's just like this creamy enamel with just a tiny bit of shimmer. The back of the double dangle has an inscription that says family forever and always. It's actually a really nice deep inscription on it as well. And the CZs do run all the way across on the bail. And because I already lost my mind and was going a little bit crazy, I did decide to pick up a second of this 14 karat gold. I think it was just called the Heart Infinity. And it was such a great price. It was like $120. And I already had one in my collection from the winter sale, so I did get a second one. I do like it because there's no CZs on this one, and it just gives that extra gold touch to your bracelet without adding any extra bling. One thing to note is, I don't know if you can notice it, but I notice it that one of these hearts is a little bit wider and one's a little bit longer. So each of these is just very subtly different. And then you've got the infinity at the bottom. You've got the heart cutouts on the side, and then right there, do you see that? To me, that looks like another little extra heart that's kind of pressed in. And then the back of this charm, there is an inscription. It's very subtle. What does it say? See, with my eye, without the zoom on my phone, I don't know if I would see it, but it says, "Love you, Mom," and the O is a heart. My store also had this Galaxy abstract charm, and this one is a beautiful open work. It does have the line of CZs running around. Pandora did this one, I believe, in silver. I'm not sure about rose gold, but this one here is 14 karat gold. And again, it was such a great price, I decided to get a duplicate. So this one was like $140. And let me just show you, actually, my Pandora is such a mess right now. Let me show you my first one. I've got it on this design right here. Okay, so I created a very quick bracelet design with 14 karat gold, some two tones, and some nice royal blue. So here is my first one. And now I have a second, so I can always add it to this bracelet design, create its own bracelet design, but such a great price and I couldn't help myself. Pandora also had a flash sale of 40% off plus the extra 10% on their best sellers. And I purchased so much of the 14 karat gold that I just couldn't afford much of the special items, the best sellers. But I did break down and get this one here. This is the Avocado. I don't know what it is about this charm. I loved it from the moment it was released. It reminds me of all of my wonderful Mexican vacations and just having guacamole. I don't know what it is, but this Avocado definitely had to come home with me at 40% off. I love the gold pit. It's a 14 karat gold plated pit. And I love on the other side how they kind of left it hollow and silver. And the shade of enamel that Pandora did for the Avocado is perfect. So such a fun charm, and it just reminds me of so many good times. They kept the bail on this one nice and simple, and then when you turn it over, it just looks identical on the back. So I think this one is so fun. So really happy that I did pick this one up. And look how nice it looks with gold. That green and the gold looks so good together. So like I mentioned, these are my happy colors. So moving on to another online order that I made. This item here is the 14 karat gold halo ring. And it was weird because in the description on this one, it talked about it being plated, but yet it is 14 karat gold, not plated. And so this one was also 70% off with the extra 10, so it was like $142. And I am so happy that I did get this ring. I wasn't sure if it was too blingy, but I have really enjoyed wearing it since I received it. I did get it in a larger size because I wanted it to fit my index finger or my middle fingers. Just looking for the hallmark. There it is. So there is the hallmark. So much to my relief, it was stamped with the G585. And this is how the ring looks. So I don't think it looks very good with this ring that I have it paired with right now, but it is so pretty and sparkly in the sunlight. I think all of the next items were 70% off with the extra 10. So that's basically works out to about 75% off. This one here is the ID open bangle. I chose just to get it in the silver. I didn't want to get the plated versions of this one. And so you've got the Pandora written across. It's a thicker silver on one side and a little bit slimmer on the other. And the Pandora is written not just on the sides, but also on the top and then on the inside as well. So on all sides you do have their logo, but it's very subtle. So this is a normal size small bangle, and this is how the open bangle looks. It's actually a little bit uncomfortable to put on for like a second or two, but then it stays on quite nicely and there is some movement on it. And I think it's just going to be really nice for stacking. This next item also came very well protected with bubble wrap, and I was actually really surprised to see this one in the sale. It sold out, but then it was restocked, and when it was restocked, it was at 70% off. This is the Magnify glass dangle. I'm not sure. I think because of the length of this one, it's going to be a necklace pendant versus on a bracelet. So the top of the magnifying glass is a little bit of a different shape. So that's what makes me think it might be better suited as a pendant. And then it just totally swivels around like that. And then this is an actual magnifying glass. Actually, let me just take a look here. So you can see that it actually does work, and yeah, it actually does work. So it is a real magnifying glass. I don't know if it's that practical because it is actually pretty tiny, and I probably would use the zoom on my phone, but it actually does work, and it's kind of unique. I know Pandora released this one as a limited edition. I also picked up another bracelet. This one is the Marvel bracelet. And so you've got in white enamel on this barrel, you've got the words Marvel that run across. And let me just actually do it up and give you a better look. And what I like about this bracelet is it opens up really nicely. Look how nice and wide it opens up. So it's going to be easy to put on and take off. And it's got a nice little clasp on there. And Pandora made the letters as big as they could for the size of the barrel. So you've got the M and the A, the R, V, and then the E and the L at the back. So it's very subtle, but yet you know it's there. So I imagine that the licensing agreement with Marvel is close to coming to an end, as there was quite a few Marvel charms in this sale at 50 or 70% off. This is my Marvel bracelet design here. So I really like the balance of the blue with the red. And then in the middle, I actually have this Murano right here, which is a Game of Thrones Murano, but I'm using it on my Marvel bracelet design. This one was also, I think, 70% off, but I didn't pick up any extra of those. So this I have on the T-bar bracelet right there, and I think I'm going to be switching it over to this bracelet, and it's just very subtle, but it frees up this other bracelet to make a separate design with. So keeping with the Marvel theme, I'm going to show you 3 more Marvel charms that I picked up. So I figured I would share all 3 of these together, as I'm sure you've seen them before in other hauls and online. This first one right here, this one here is the Spider-Man mask, and it was like $15 after all the discounts. It's a really well done open work charm. So you've got the web at the back, and then at the top you've got, with great power comes responsibility. And actually it's the word great is inside the eyes there. So with great power comes great responsibility. And I think they did a really good job of squeezing all of those words into the front of the charm. Then this middle one here is the cassette dangle. And this one I think you could use anywhere on a design. It doesn't necessarily scream Marvel to me. It's the Guardians of the Galaxy cassette. You've got the Awesome Mix Volume 1 and 2, and it has a really nice deep red enamel, and they did such a good job with this cassette. Pandora nails cassettes because this is their second of the cassette charms, and you can even see the part where you wind it up, and then it looks identical on the back. This one here is Captain Marvel insignia, and what I really like about this, and again, never say never, it is a 14 karat gold plated charm, but I like the use of the CZs, like that shade of blue with that gold, and then at the back here you've got that shade of red, and I think the red and the gold look so good together. And then it says higher, further, faster. So I think only if you're a true Marvel fan are you going to be able to recognize this charm as Marvel. Next, I want to share this ring with you. Pandora had all of these Birthstone rings on sale for 70% off with the extra 10. So I only picked up this one. This was $18, this ring, and this was the turquoise for December. My husband was born in December, but honestly, I just really like the turquoise color with the silver. It just kind of looked like summertime to me. And online, Pandora also had some Vancouver and Toronto charms. This is the little bear charm, and it says Vancouver at the top in the skyline. And I just thought it was so cool how they have this bear kind of coming out of the brush and the bush there, the green color. And then the back of this charm just says Pandora. And I thought this one was really well done. And I have visited Vancouver, and I also have bears where I live. So I just thought this would be really neat to add to my collection. What I also really like on this bear is his face. Like, Pandora did such a great job designing this bear with the 2 different shades of brown. And they even gave him a little black nose. And the last item that I picked up is the gray jewelry box. Pandora had this one for 70% plus the extra 10%. The one that I received has a really nice smooth zipper, so I was really happy about that. And this is kind of a duplicate for me, as I do have this one in the pink, but I thought I would pick it up in the gray. And the reason why I wanted to use this one is not for travel purposes necessarily, but I think I'm going to be parting ways with some of my Pandora collection, and just the items that I'm not using, not loving, haven't worn in a while. I thought it would be nice to kind of separate things into this jewelry box as I kind of make my decision of what I'm going to be parting ways with. And that's my purpose for this jewelry box. So there we did it. No part 4 needed. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. I really appreciate it. Leave me a comment. Let me know how you did in this Pandora summer sale. It was a fun and expensive sale for me. Pandora kind of surprised me, especially with all of the 14 karat gold going on sale. That was just too much to resist. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you're all doing well. Take care. Bye-bye.